My question is, if Jesus is God, then who ran or operated the world when he was dead for 3 days?
This, of course, is part of the way in which the message of Jesus was distorted and changed over time, so that the Bible does not preserve the accurate historical memory of what Jesus taught, but actually preserves what people like Paul have taught over time. If Jesus died as a ransom for me, then I'm automatically freed. And if Jesus died as a ransom, to whom is the ransom paid? If to the Father, then he looks cruel. If to the devil, he looks powerful. The doctrine that Jesus died for the sins of the world is very wrong. And the Quran comes now to reinstate the true teachings of Jesus.
If you want to know who Jesus died for, read the Gospels. Matthew 1:21, it says, "You shall name him Jesus, for he shall save his people from their sins." Furthermore, the questioner is committing what we call the fallacy of false dilemma. Christians do not believe Jesus is the only person who is God. The question assumes that if Jesus died, God died, but actually we believe in a triune God. That's first. So even if we were to say that Christ ceased to exist for 3 days, the Father and the Holy Spirit were still existing. Secondly, Christ did not experience death in the sense of the questioner's statement. The questioner is assuming that death means non-existence. Christ never ceased to exist for those 3 days. What happened was his body went into the tomb, but his divine nature and human soul were still alive. How do we know this? John chapter 2 verse 19 down says, "Destroy this temple and in 3 days I will raise it up." How can someone who is in non-existence raise himself up? So he did not die in that sense. Furthermore, you attacked Paul and giving the impression to the Christians and Muslims that this view that you hold to is a view that stems from Islam. You do not inform the audience that in Sirah Rasulullah, the life of Muhammad, page 653, quoting Muhammad, Ibn Ishaq says that Paul was a legitimate messenger of the teaching of Christ and a traveling companion of Peter. So the early Muslims disagree with you, not with me.